Hey guys, just going to do a quick sort of recap on a trade from the SPY yesterday that we took late day, and at the same time I want to just quickly talk about trade planning on the go. It's okay, I mean, we talk about planning your trade and, plan the trade, trade the plan, trade the plan, plan the trade, trade the plan. Sorry. It's sometimes it's okay when you've got half an hour to sit down pre-market and write out a plan. Well, if it goes up and it pushes up, I'm going to do this. If it pushes down, I'm going to do this, and mark up levels and have this great plan. But when you're trading intraday and you're waiting for things to come into levels, you haven't really got time to sit down and do all that. So you have to be able to make out a quick trade plan that you stick to, and that's the most important thing, is sticking to that trade plan. So first of all, let's have a look at the SPY from yesterday. Let's kind of take a look at what the action gave us and what was available to us, because it was a very choppy day yesterday, a very hard day, and I think it was definitely a day that favored the patient, and I had to be patient yesterday. I took a small trade on AMD early. I was nothing. It really was nothing. It was barely worth taking for me, to be honest, for what I got out of it. I did miss a couple, which I was a little bit angry. Well, not angry. I was a little bit disappointed in myself. I was a bit unfocused yesterday. I was a bit tired. I hadn't really slept the night before. Missed this nice little reversal down here. Kind of off the $half hold down here to push up. But I know a couple of people grabbed it. Quite a few people in the room grabbed this early doors. I think I was in an AMD short actually at that point. I can't remember what time that was though. So I missed this anyway. I know quite a few of you did quite well on this. Got a nice percentage gain on the way up, so that was good. Then throughout the day, oh man, it was a hard day yesterday. The SPY was choppy, the stocks were choppy. There was a couple of nice opportunities that some of you did really well to see and to take. Again, I missed them. Once you've got this and you've got this trend line, once you get this action, it eventually pulls down and pushes. Then you can draw your first trend line of the day, your first proper trend line, which is here. So there was an opportunity to get in something here off the VWAP. I don't know if anyone took that one. There was another opportunity here. It didn't only hold the VWAP, but obviously it held this trend line too. So there was a couple of nice, if you were focused and really focusing up on just one thing, then there were definitely opportunities on the SPY yesterday. But you had to be on it. You had to be on your game. You had to be not getting bored. You had to be still trying to focus. You had to have probably drawn this trend line in to have really seen it, although the VWAP tag is obvious. But yeah, nothing. I mean, anybody that didn't take these, no one's going to say, "Oh, you should have done." It was a hard day. It was a hard day to actually go long with conviction. It was a hard day to go short with conviction. It was so fakey. So a good day to sit on your hands and just sort of chat in the room and improve on education, I think. But I think the best opportunities came, as they often do at the moment, later in the day in the afternoon session. So after 2 o'clock. Now there was this lovely opportunity here that a couple of you guys took, and I was really happy you took these. You recognise coming into this level and the VWAP hold here, and you took this long here, and that was really good. I was really pleased that you took it. So also, if you use TC2000, I just want to look at getting the best use out your boards. I have two boards for the SPY, two main boards that I use. First of all, I have board one that's chaotic, but when you really zoom in, these are important levels from the last 6 weeks. Also, on the daily, anything that's important over a long period of time, any important trend lines, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now I can't work with this intraday, it's too busy. However, these lines are obviously transmitted onto board one intraday. Okay. Now, they're not quite so chaotic then. Anything that's very, very important gets marked up thicker. Okay, so if I see a thick line on here, I know that it's possibly important from previous days. So what I do is I have board one, which is the one that I don't mess around with. I just leave them on. I take off anything intraday that doesn't work and leave the important ones on there. And I have board four, which is basically important levels from the last 2-3 days. Okay, and if the price moves down, then I'll move these levels down and I won't leave them at the top. I just keep this amount of lines in basically, and I start moving them down. That way I can go to board 4 here, and this gives me some basic levels from the last couple of days that might be worth me looking at. So this will have yesterday's high, yesterday's low, yesterday's open, yesterday's close, yesterday's high of pre-market, yesterday's low of pre-market, and then a couple of levels from tops and bottoms of previous days. Okay. So what I do is, the first thing I do is I'm going to start on board 4, which is this one with the most important recent levels. But I also want to know if there's anything very important. So what I'm going to do is go to board 1. I notice that 58.33 is marked up as an important level. 58.33. Just to start with, so go to board 4. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this 58.33 and make it bigger. Okay, and that now matches up with number 4. So this is for today. Okay, well, yesterday, but at the start of the day, this is what I'll put in. Okay, now we've also got on board number 1, we've also got a level that looks pretty good at you see, we've got this old trend line coming in here as well, which held there. Okay, so that would have been marked up here, and we've got 56.49 marked up. Okay, so that's pretty good. So we're gonna 56, well, we'll call it 56.50. Okay, which we know is a half number anyway. This trend line is coming in from somewhere, which is dissecting 56.50. So we'll go to number 4. 56.50. I'm just going to put a thing in at 56.50. Okay. This wouldn't have been here at the time. Just tells me this is an area to look for, okay, without putting too many lines on my chart. So okay, so we've got that. So we're on board 4. We know that that's an important level. I've got these drawn in from previous days, so we're ready to go. So had I been sort of focused and whatnot, I would have seen that this was probably a good area to go for, because there's a trend line coming in down here, plus a daily level here at the 56.50 half number. So throughout the day, like I said, there was a few opportunities, but it was a good one here when it came into this level. If you were long, then it was a good thing to tell you it's coming into some heavier resistance. But the real trade that we got yesterday was the late day trade. So we'll do this as both a trade recap and a little talk about trade planning on the go. Now, Pat, at this point, Pat said, watch out for the double top. Okay, this is kind of what we were watching for. You have to just sit and wait sometimes. I knew that with the SPY, especially with yesterday's expiry date on the contracts, that we'd get a really good percentage move if we got something off high of day back down towards the VWAP. I had a guess that would probably be somewhere in a region of about 60 to 80%. So yeah, so we were waiting. We'll put a little line in there for the high of day. We were waiting, and it came up, and it kind of tested this high of day area here. I rejected. I missed this. I was piss farting around trying to sort out my my echo fin on my laptop. For some reason, it started making noises every time someone typed, and it was annoying the hell out of me, because I think it was probably coming through the microphone into the room. So I was trying to piss fart around, wondering why I was doing that, and I missed this move here. I was so pissed, man. I was so pissed, because I turned around and I saw it, and it was already here, and I looked at I hit the options chart straight away, and it was already up. The move from here to here on the options chart was already at like 40%. I thought, oh shit, I can't chase 40%. So I thought it was gone, actually. I thought it, because I didn't even catch this lower high here. I caught it there when I saw it. So I know quite a few people took it here. So I was like, oh shit, missed that one. And you know what? Especially when you're trading options, I mean, on an equity, you're not really, you can use chase size, but with contracts, with puts, I wasn't going to chase at 40%. So I thought, well, that's gone. I've waited all day, and that's probably gone now. I'm not chasing it. because I'm not prepared at this point to let it come back to here. Luckily, I did get this little reprieve here, and I pushed back up into a nice firm lower high. This is where I took my trade. I can't remember the price of the contracts. I think they were 0.23, 0.24, something like that. They were cheap. Now, before we talk about the trade, let's talk about how did I plan my trade. What did I do? Okay, so we're looking at here at the price that we want looking to get in at 58.12, and we're going to risk off here. So we're going to risk 20 cents. Okay, we're going to risk 20 cents per share, and we're aiming for the VWAP at 50. So it's not quite a 3 to 1. Okay, but that's fine. That's good enough for me. On the SPY, I'll take that. It's not bad. We would have liked it here, where you're risking 10 cents to make 60. Okay, so far better 6 to 1. Here, not quite so good. So we size down. Now here, I would have been looking to take probably 20 contracts. Nothing huge, they're only cheap. So looking to put about $500 into the trade. 500-600. Here, I wasn't going to put quite so much in because my risk was higher. So my risk here was next to nothing. My risk here was more. I think it retraced back. I was risking around about 15% here, between here and if it gone up. I had an idea it was going to run down to about 70% there. You know, so still my risk reward from an options point of view was good. From an equities point of view, not quite so good, but still worth doing. But remember, you have to use slightly less size, because otherwise, if you take the same amount of shares there as you would have done there, okay, you're risking more money. Now, if you have a set thing that you want to risk X amount of money per trade, so if you want to risk, let's say, if you want to risk $60 on the trade, you know if you're risking 20 cents per share, you can take 300 shares. So that's how you do it. Okay, now the first thing you must think about when you take a trade, the very, very first thought is how much can I lose? It should never be how much money am I going to make on this trade. First thing you've got to think about is, okay, if this trade goes against me, if I got stopped out, what will be my loss? If you haven't got that information to hand, you don't have a trade plan. Okay. So you're going to take it there, and you're going to risk off there. You're going to risk 17 cents per share. That is $17 per 100 shares. Okay, that is an easy thing for you to work out. 17. You only need a calculator by the side of you if you can't do mental arithmetic. Okay, $17 per 100 shares. Okay, so if you're looking to risk around about $50 on the trade, around about. Okay, then you do your simple calculation, don't you? Okay, work out $50. How many shares can I take for that? And you size accordingly. Okay, down here you're risking a bit more. So if you still only want to risk your $50, but it's a bit further to go, you size down. Does that make sense? Okay, well, you should do. We talk about this all the time. So my trade plan on this is I'm going to take the trade here. I'm going to risk off there, high of day plus this important line here. Okay, that's it. If it goes above there, I'm getting out. I'm not going to give it to here. I'm not going to give it to here. My trade plan is I will take it here and I will stop out when it breaks this line here. My goal is to get it to here. If I encounter some chop on the way, I am deciding here that I will hold the chop. Okay, I decided at this point, unless I get a really big wash, I will hold my position. We did get a little bit of a wash. I think I took a contract off down here, but on the whole, I held most of my position as long as I could. Okay, so that's your trade plan. You're in here. Your plan is to sell a cover if it breaks there. Your plan is to walk it down to here and assess to see what it does. If it holds the VWAP, then you can sell, you can take it off. If it wants to break the VWAP, you can go with it, you can ride, you can peel some off and to play it as long as you can. Okay, that's planning a trade. It doesn't need to be difficult. Okay, you should already have these levels on. If you don't, okay, as you're waiting for it to come into your level, you're simply going to go to your daily chart. You're going to mark up what's important around here. Well, that's important. That's important. That's important. Well, anything that might affect my price action right now as I'm trading it. What could it be? What would it be? Could be that. Okay, that's what you're looking at right now at this very moment in time. Board 7. What would that have told us on the go? That would have given us those levels. Okay, now whereabouts in the trade is this? Towards the high of the day. Okay, that's all you would have had. But what you would have had is this. You'd have had your high of day marked in. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to mark in, isn't it? Your high of day. So you knew that this was a double top anyway, okay, and you knew that this is a couple of levels here. You wouldn't have needed much more because it's a double top. You've got your daily here. You can see where you are. You can see what you're trading off. This line here, 58.31, is there. Okay, that's fine. That's what you would have looked at. It would have given you your level to risk off. You wouldn't have needed much more than that if you didn't have these important daily levels in. It's not a problem. You've got this. That's your daily level today. That's your high of day. You're risking off your high of day plus a little bit of wiggle room. Okay. Go back to number 4. So there's your trade plan, guys. Okay, your trade plan is, I missed it there, I've got a second chance, I'm taking this lower high here, I'm risking off there, my goal is to get it to there, I'm risking 50 bucks to get it to there, potentially I'm going to make 130 bucks if it goes to there. If it goes down any further, then I'll make 180 to 200 bucks on the amount of shares I've already pre-decided I'm going to take based on my risk. Okay, does that make sense? It's very simple. You should not be going into these trades not knowing how much you're going to lose. You don't know how much you're going to make because you don't know how far it will go. But one thing you should know is how much exactly you'll lose when you stop out. That's what's important. How much you make. It could fail here and you could make $10. So what? At least you know what your risk is. You have to know your risk, guys. Okay, you have to. So in the form of what happened in the trade, well, basically we did get these kind of little washes have been working quite well of late. They're getting later and later in the day, and patience is having to, we're really having to be patient waiting for them, maybe getting stopped out once or twice, waiting for them occasionally. We have been getting these late day washes for in the last 30 minutes sometimes. So I was saying to you guys yesterday, sometimes you just need to be positioned in the trade in order to have the opportunity of it working for us. We don't know it's going to do this, but then if you're not in the trade and it does it, you're not going to make anything, are you? It could have held this area here and stopped us out, but it didn't. Okay, I got in here with my puts. You could have got in here with your equities, risking off there. We got this nice little wash. Eventually, we did get some volume coming in. We got this nice wash. I haven't got volume up here because I just want to leave plenty of room for the candlesticks. We got a push back into the moving average 50, a rejection, another nice push down. At this point, you want to be paying yourself. The action has been so fakey this last few days. Definitely don't want to be holding out your full position for a big move because it's every bit as likely to fake you out. Okay, just like it did there. So pay yourself there on a couple, pay yourself here on a little bit. Make sure you're locking in some profit, but make sure you're trying to hold just something for this. Okay, at this point we start holding underneath the EMA 9, which is great, although I've got the 1 minute up. I took off some more here, and then I eventually closed my position out here. I didn't catch this move simply because I'd actually had a couple of little problems with for some reason my platform kept going on to not responding 2 or 3 times it had done it in the day. I came to make a trade and for some reason it wasn't responding. I had to close it down, open it up again, load up what I was in. Coming into the close with a handful of puts in the SPY. I know you can trade after hours, but I kind of had this thing, shit, what if it don't work, or what if, I don't know. I didn't want to go into the close holding 500 shares of the SPY. That was all that I might have to pay back. So I was happy. I was up 70% here. I took my last ones off here, and then obviously those that held like Pat and whatnot got another 30-40% I think down there. Maybe next time I will do. Probably something I need to work on is trusting and holding a bit longer and not worrying about that side of it. Still something I'm obviously developing on is that. So. But yeah, this was a good trade, guys. This was a good trade for those that took it. It was a perfect, you know, it was a lovely double top. We were watching it, we were expecting it. Take it there, or take it there. Three beautiful opportunities to get in. You know, if you're not going to take these opportunities and we wait for them, you really need to start working on this side of your game of just taking it. If you sat there thinking it's not close enough, it's got to be, you're never going to get your perfect double top, okay? It's not always going to happen. This is a double top. It's not always going to come up to that line, you know, so it's close enough. So you have to just take it sometimes. And if you miss that one, well, take this one, okay? Don't wait for it to come back up because you're not always going to get it. The further down it goes, size down. I was going to go 20 contracts here. I ended up going 10. Okay, that's it. Because I got in here, I was already 20% worse off than I wanted to be taking them there, so I sized down. That's how it is. So yeah, all in all, I'm really pleased with the trade actually. I was pleased I was in it, pleased how I held my position. I had to hold through quite a bit, you know, taking it here, I had to hold through a bit of chop. Doesn't look like much, but when you've got contracts that are about to expire, it can be quite a lot. It can be, you know, really swingy. But yeah, we were patient, we held our position, and we got our just rewards in a lovely payoff coming into the close. As I say, gotta watch for these volume spikes, especially into the close. If you're not paying yourself, it'll go against you really hard sometimes as it comes into the last 3-4 minutes, as people are deciding whether to hold or whether to fold. Okay, so always make sure you're paying yourself in these washes, and of course, if you're trading today's contracts, be aware if it's not a SPY contract and it's about to expire, you need to get out. If it's a SPY contract, you do have 15 minutes after the close to do something about it. Okay, unless you're swing trading, of course, which is fine. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Anyway, I wanted to keep it short, but so very choppy action at the moment. We're really not getting the chart plays that we want, but it's all a question of waiting, being patient. I'm happy to wait all day to get 70% my money. Whether I put in $500 or $2,000 is irrelevant. It's still 70% your money. I will wait all day for that. If it means waiting till 3 o'clock every afternoon to get 70% my money back, that's what I'm happy to do. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but it works for me. Okay, so yeah, let's enjoy trading. Let's keep these lessons in mind. Let's trust these setups, these double tops, trust the double bottoms. If there's no trend, then I would definitely take them. If something's trending down more, then double bottoms might not be quite so good, but the SPY wasn't trending particularly yesterday. It was chopping sideways, so this worked out really well for us. Get here, just take the trade, guys, give it a go. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay, right, I will catch you later. Adios.